It's a night out with mum and dad. It's kicking the footy. It's seeing probably their local idols in the flesh and getting a feel for what, playing for Traralgon and or Morwell is all about. So a really enjoyable atmosphere here tonight.
Some big ins and outs, of course, our special comments this evening, I should say. I'm going to get through that, don't I, Poppy, because we have had a big day. It's now the second game. It's this evening.
What time is it?
I don't know.
No, but it's after 6 o'clock.
It's 6:24.
Yeah, it's evening.
Yeah, okay. All right. Scotty joins us, of course, special comments, all thanks to Carpet Country. Don't forget, they're helping dreams become a reality since 1981. Scotty, good to have you on board tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having me. And Poppy, spot on. I thought we were at a Wiggles concert. That many kids here. They're everywhere.
Yeah, they are. It's great to see, though.
Absolutely,
it is absolutely great to see.
Optus have the movie happening, so there could be a lot of kids here to watch the Space Jam 2 tonight. If you want to check it out, it is on the big Optus van, which is just out the back behind the scoreboard. If you need to know, if you want to watch some football, you can listen to us as well, Scotty. Looking forward to your insight this evening. And, of course, the number one stats man in the business is Paul Carter. It's all thanks to Gippsland Isuzu Ute. It got us here safely from Sale this afternoon, back down to Traralgon. You can live your own way, and it is available at Gippsland Isuzu Ute. Test drive one today.
One thing we need to remember, guys, last year in the home and away, each team won on the other's home ground. And so in the later half of the season, Morwell came over to Traralgon and won by 16 points. They did meet in an elimination final back here at Traralgon some weeks later.
Let's just have a look at the sides now, Poppy. We're about 5 minutes away from getting things underway. Some of your key matchups. We might go to Scotty. Scotty's had a bit of a look at it. Some of your key matchups today, Scotty. Who are you looking forward to seeing running around in the yellow and black and also in the maroon and white?
I don't mind a bit of brotherly rivalry.
Yeah.
I think that might be one to keep an eye out for there. The La Prez boys going up against each other. And if the selected sides are accurate, they'll actually be in the same vicinity for a little bit of tonight's game as well, which could be interesting.
Absolutely. Midfield battle, Poppy. You're looking forward to that one, no doubt.
Well, I haven't heard a bad thing about Max Jacobson. A lot of positivity about what he might bring to the side after he starts to get a feel for what Gippsland Latrobe footy is all about. You couple him up with young Harvey Howell, and given the conditions, you'd expect both of them, alongside with Brett Eddy as a key position player, to have an impact on tonight, especially given the exclusion of young Wack, a ruckman touted to go to bigger and better things, and in fact he probably is this weekend. Yeah,
played this afternoon down at Box Hill for his debut game, and exactly right. Of course, the other one on that list is another midfielder is Louis D'Angelo. He was named emergency today, so there could have been another laid out, but they did go as expected, and D'Angelo runs around tonight. Paul Carter, of course, you're going to be following a few of these players this afternoon. Who are you this evening? Who have you got? I'll get it right.
I'll get there eventually. Dan Musil up against Max Jacobson should be interesting there. Dan's a very, very strong man. I'm not sure about Max, but I believe he's quite tall, so that'll be interesting to see which one manages to get the ruck on their level. The players from Traralgon are going to follow Louis D'Angelo, Billy Schilling, who was their best player last week, Jackson McMahon, Tom Schneider, Connor Little, Dylan LePraise, Ty Horrigan and Connor Ambler. And for Maul, Berkeley McFarlane, Boyd Bailey, Sam Walsh, Blake Cooling, Brandon McAuliffe, Darnell Grech, Cohen Campbell and Cody McDonald, and I certainly would like to see the LaPraise boys line up on one another. They are selected at half forward and half back for their respective teams.
Well, both sides are getting into their position now. Give us a tip, Scotty. Who wins in the margin?
Traralgon, 6 goals. Nate, 6 goals, 36 points.
Rightio. Poppy?
17 points for the home side.
All right. Paul?
Traralgon, 21.
21. I'm going to go the Tigers.
Of course you would.
Yes, and they're going to win by 11 points. And it's going to be a absolutely great game of football. We are looking forward to it. It's both sides are getting out in the middle of the ground. Dan Musil will take the ruck duties at the moment up against big Harvey Howell. And in the middle of the ground looks to be Boyd Bailey for the Tigers. Brandon McAuliffe's in there. Young Hamilton starting in the middle of the ground for the Maroons. You can see D'Angelo, so they're very young in the middle, and Snyder will work his wonders in the middle of the ground as well. Umpire will get us underway. This is Gippsland Live. It is a great evening for football, and it's a great rivalry. And Howe will do battle. Howe taps it straight down. Snyder tried to do some work. Louis D'Angelo goes in quickly, wins a free kick over the shoulder. Right in the middle here at Terry Hunter Oval. And D'Angelo plays on around to that right. He's got an option and goes towards Howe. He can take a mark on the wing area. Wants someone to go towards the pocket. They're kicking towards the deck end of the ground. His kick is a neat one. Finds on a searching lead. And this is Billy Schilling, the new recruit. Chips it over the top. And picking that one off nicely is Cooling. The wingman, he comes down the outer side in front of Oddie. Close to the boundary line. It's going to go over and into the fence. And I don't think he meant that, did Luke Johnson. He was a bit concerned about Riley Oddie.
Wonder if there's a little bit of dew down there because he did slide pretty heavily into the fence.
He did indeed. So young Howe, who has already have a mark and a kick to the name, will contest the ruck up against Musil. Goes probably Howe's side, but I reckon Musil got a hand of it. Tap forward. Traralgon numbers ground level. McMahon tries to keep it in, does keep it in, ever so cleverly. Body out of bounds, arm in bounds with the ball in one hand. But eventually, after gaining 10 metres, it spills out. Right half forward flank with Traralgon kicking to the right of Radio. That's the Shakespeare Street end. And we've gone just the minute and a quarter. No scores, obviously, at this stage.
Front spot, Musil taps it down, but picking that one off was Snyder. Handballs back to McMahon. The low chiselling kick. Couldn't quite get to the target down there. Handball over the top, this time from Makepeace. Bailey was in there, took on one tackler. Gets a handball close to the... Quigley is the direction. He's got to keep it in. Hamilton will close. Quigley kept it in. No, over it goes. Boundary throwing it again. Right in front of the commentary box here at Terry Hunter Oval. No score to speak of to start with. Poppy's giving me some directions about what time of day it is. A big white sign that says this evening. It's great to have your company on TRFM. Here's Rob Popplestone.
And Harvey Howe gets a nice little tap too out the back. Oh, hit hard as he took the ball was Tom Snyder. He won't mind that too much. Laid a tackle a moment ago, got hit hard now. A little bit slow to get up. The umpire says, wait a minute. The umpire says, I'm going to take the ball.
Hamilton wanted the free kick.
He did, but the umpire takes control. Centre wing, grandstand side. A healthy crowd watching tonight's round 3 game. Traralgon v Morwell, rivalry game. And Howe, given his height, is proving to be a problem early for Musil. Backs back, wanting to feed off, does he? No, nice kick of the ball too. Along the line, out the back it might go. It does go there. And Traralgon have got the numbers at ground level. Picked up nicely, it was too, by Traralgon inside their forward 50. Can they get some fresh air? They can. Can they kick for goal? Yes, indeed they can. It was Josh Hamilton whose kick is offline, but it does register, Paul Carter, the first score of the evening.
On the Virtue Home scoreboard, that's taken just short of 3 minutes to get. It's the first behind to Traralgon.
So McDonald gets it out of fullback. That's Cody McDonald. Kicks around the outer side. It's McAuliffe. Gives a handball off to Walsh. Back to McAuliffe on the far side of the ground. They can't keep it in, though. And we've got a boundary throw in. On the far side of the ground, it does get a little bit dark out there.
It does.
Will be hard to see.
Yep, you take control of the commentary here, Scott.
Rightio, thank you. So Howe and Musil. Howe in the front spot, tapped it straight down, but it was straight to McAuliffe, and then we've got a stoppage. Now, if you're wondering out there, we all know Josh Hamilton. He's had the long blonde locks. He's now shaved it. So he's got a shaved head out there at the moment. Might be a little bit unrecognisable as Howe tries to do some groundwork. A little kick just went 5 or so metres. Play on, said the umpire. Brad Kimberley, one of the new recruits for the Maroons on the far side of the ground, grabbed it, and we'll have another stoppage.
He's been busy early, hasn't he?
He has.
Young Howe.
Tap this time by Musil, though. Out the back it comes. Handball, the chain. Lands in the hands of Scolters. Kicks down towards half forward. No one can mark it at ground level. Maroons kick it inside their forward 50, but Hearn had the sit there and dropped the mark that he probably should have taken in front of Max Jacobson. And we'll have a boundary throw in, Pop.
So Jacobson up forward, bit of height. Howe in the middle is doing some damage to Musil early, Scotty.
Yeah, good defensive pressure there from Jacobson to keep that ball in their forward 50.
It was on this occasion, though. Musil gets the tap down. Bit of a wayford throw in from boundary, but Traralgon numbers at ground level. They share it around now. A kick from a standing start for goal is offline again. That kick came from Kimberley. That's Brad Kimberley, number 37. And they hit the scoreboard, but not the way they would have desired, Paul Carter.
4 3/4 minutes in, and it's 2 behind to Traralgon, and Moore will get to score.
Good spoil by Huey Dunbar from that kick in. And Bailey just a little bit relaxed on that occasion, right in front of the deck. Boundary throwing.
Spending a lot of time on Berkeley McFarlane so far, Hugh Dunbar. Keep an eye out for that matchup.
So boundary throw-in. Front spot, Howe, tapped it down. Throwing the head back for the Maroons was Tom Hamilton. He still has his locks. And again, Musil and Howe. This time Musil tapped it towards the boundary line. McMahon was there. He'll kick right hard up along the boundary line. Kicks to the top of the square. Back there was Jacobson. Comes to ground level. And they got some numbers. They're going to clear it out. Nicely done. And Musil will take the mark in his defensive back pocket for the Tigers. They trail at the moment by 2 points. It's been called to play on. Little chip kick over the top. Lands at the toes of Brandler, who come up to give an option. Ball's in dispute. Cooling couldn't pick it up, but there's been a free kick off the ball here. And it's going to go in the way of the Maroons. It's going to be Jackson McMahon.
Good to have him back at the club after a season away up in Queensland. His form last week was sensational, they say.
So he's probably about 50... Well, man on the mark's about 45, Scott. He's going to have to kick this, 55 metres?
Yeah, it's going to have to be everything he's got, but he's in a good spot to do it, right in front of the deck.
You'll know if he puts it through, because that's where he'll turn to. He runs around a little bit to the right from about 48 in the end. On its way, he's backpedaling towards the deck. And look at that. Turns to the deck and just says, if you don't mind, I'll take the first goal of the evening and get the Maroons on the board. Jackson McMahon.
Setting up really well behind the ball at the moment too, Traralgon. They've got the ruckman going back behind play. Membry, who just came onto the ground, also setting up and building a wall. Even if Moore will win it out of that defensive 50, it's going to come straight back in.
And that first goal has taken 6.5 minutes to come, and it's on the Virtue Home scoreboard. It's all Traralgon at the moment, leading by 8 points, 1 goal, 2 to Morwell yet to score.
So Traralgon pressing forward and not allowing Moore to get that running, quick movement game going. Howe back in the centre. Reckon he got the tap. Could he find a teammate? He can't, but they got the numbers around the ball with a
Free
whistle
kick.
gone. The non-officiating umpire picked one up. It's going to be a free kick. It'll go the one of Tom Schneider. Dances around the man on the mark. Looks to his left. Half-back flank they go. So they'll try to set up from there. The players, Tate Marsh. They now share it around half-forward flank. Under pressure. Can they find a winner? Eddie was on the lead. Can't take the ball cleanly. It needed a bit more weight behind that kick to fall forward. And you'd reckon that the field umpire will take control. Left forward pocket. As we say, Traralgon kicking to the right of your radio, the Shakespeare Street end. Past players here today, healthy crowd of past players wanting the Maroons to do the right thing. And 7.5 minutes gone of this first quarter, they're doing just that, Scud. 1 goal, 2-8 more yet to score.
Yeah, secondary stoppage on the far side. And again, it will be Musil doing a ruck duties. This time Jacobson takes the work. Bailey was there. Handball's inboard to McFarlane. He's going to go on the switch kick. He's got Cooling on. Does he mark it? He does. Takes the hand in the defensive back pocket. He'll play on and he'll draw the player, give it back by hands to Bailey, who handballs over the top now to Clare. He gives it now inboard. Quick handball by Cooling. Just missed the target and it goes over for a boundary throw. And they need a run. As we said, it's going to be run-carry compared to the aerial dominance of Traralgon.
So the last few instances, Howe with his height has got to the front of Musil. Musil now is really fighting hard for that front position. Paid off momentarily, but again, ground level, they've got the numbers, haven't they? Ambler feeds it off to his teammate in Shelley. Goes to Eddie, and Eddie takes a good, strong mark, 40 metres out on the slightest of angles, and they've got the opportunity to bring up their second major in 2 minutes.
A-grade delivery there by Schilling. Put it out in front of him, gave him plenty of room to get to it. No one was going to get to that ball other than the intended recipient.
Geez, a good size Schilling, isn't he?
Yeah, he adds a bit of bulk, doesn't he? Midfielder with a bit of grunt behind him.
Yep.
And he and Collison, when he comes back onto the side, might be hard to stop, as is this particular forward. Brett Eddy, one of the best in the competition, off the boot.
Bang.
I tell you what, if there was a goalpost between the two goalposts, he would have hit it. It was dead centre. Nice goal.
Yeah, terrific work up the ground leading to that goal by the Traralgon on-ballers, creating space for each other, stopping Moore going long down the line. Membry behind the ball again, overuse of the handballs, turned the ball over and it's cost them a goal.
And we've had 5 inside 50s in the match so far, all to Traralgon, and the score is all that way as well, with a 14-point lead at the 9-minute mark. The Virtue Home scoreboard, Traralgon 2-2-14, Morwell yet to score.
Yeah, good goal by Eddie. Zambrero goal that they can contend up, but you expect to get those. Tigers haven't really had it inside forward 50. Not even look likely at the moment. Schilling, that was Snyder on this occasion. Clare won it and try to give a handball to Bailey. Squeezed out the back. Clare again, forward handball, but back there was Dunbar and Gray for the Tigers.
Although it's a dream start, this has happened many times before where Traralgon jump out of the blocks only to be reeled in late by Morwell. So if you're a Morwell fan, don't despair. There's plenty of time. We're only early minutes first quarter. But it is Traralgon in fairly comfortable fashion. This time McMahon for another touch. Taken off the ball as he went for his kick, and as a consequence, the ball goes out of play on the full. It'll be a free kick. It'll actually go downfield to Traralgon for an unfair bump after disposal. I'm not sure it was after disposal because it actually affected the kick.
That's right.
Anyway, they play on. Does Lewis D'Angelo, who's been busy also. Brett Eddie.
Gee whiz.
He's in the zone. The big man's in the zone. And this will tell you a lot about the sort of night he's going to have. Scotty?
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure if his opponent hasn't pulled up just a little proppy there too, so we'll keep an eye on that because that's a huge loss for Maul if that's the case.
Well, Ryan Hearn is the one.
So he's a thumping kick, Brett Eddy, and he's a confidence player, as most are, especially forwards. So Brett Eddy will kick from outside 50, again on the slightest of angles. Doesn't need as much air as the last kick, definitely needs more distance. Plenty of air. Has it got the distance? It has, but just offline. Searching for 53, 54 metres. He pulled it just to the left.
Taking Traralgon to 2-3-15 after 11 minutes of play. Virtue Home scoreboard. Maul still yet to raise a flag.
Bailey in the defensive back pocket. Kicks out of side but turns it over. And here's Marsh bursting through. Delivery inside 50. Nicely done. The intercept mark from the Tigers. A quick handball. Came from Gretsch. He got it to the wing where Dan Musil, the big ruckman, has it. They got one-on-one inside forward 50. It's Hurrigan and McDonald. The strength, McDonald does well. Gets to the back. It's Connor Little in the fact is the defender. McDonald will turn around. Can he find a target? No. Howe was the one. Little does well. Handballs off to Scolters. Now to McMahon. Under pressure, McMahon with a neat kick towards Tripodi. And he marks. No. He dropped the mark in front of Gray. And we'll have a boundary throw in. It's a 14-point margin at the moment. 15-point margin it is. Paul, you got 14. The scoreboard's got 15.
Oh, sorry, I haven't added
15-point margin here.
We are there. Yep.
And we are 12 minutes into this first quarter. Out of the ruck. Quick handball. Little quick kick around the body there was from Ambler. Back there is Walsh. Steps around the tackle. Gives it back now to Clare. His handball backs to Walsh. Under pressure. Inboard handball to Bailey. Now to Riley Lopez. Turns and delivers towards Howe. Under pressure over the shoulder. Free kick. Will go to Damien Howe. He has it. Half forward flank. Looks inboard. The option is there. Although dropping the mark that he should have taken was Gray. Sweeping handball out wide to Darnell Grech from 55 metres. Unload. It's away to the near side. Brandler goes back. And a big hit there from Mitch Membry. We'll see the ball go over the boundary line for a boundary throw-in.
I think it almost advantaged them dropping that mark because it meant they had to play on and use the open space rather than go back and allow Traralgon defenders to get back in the hole.
Bit of room to move there, wasn't there? Didn't probably make the most of it, unfortunately. Musil now doing the ruck work up against Jacobson. Florts out the back. Who's going to be first player there? Going to be Morwell. Kick around the body. Will it fall short? It will. I tell you what, Mark Spilly's right and the goal line could have been costly as Lapreza's kick headed towards that direction. Anyway, the first score, the white flag has been raised for the first time, Paul Carter, but not a surrender.
It's 1 point Maul, 2-3-15 Traralgon.
Membry kicks in, Hamilton in the front and square spot, grabbed it and kicked it down the wing, but it's all the Tigers. Cohen Campbell goes back. He's all on his own, just got to sit for him. He has a little bit of a bobble, but he had some time. Campbell's kick inboard to Gray is a neat one. He can switch it out wide. Dear. He's going to miss the target. Marsh is going to come in and pick this one off. It was 2-on-1, and the Maroons did well. Marsh turns around, inboard kick. Clare comes the other direction. The wins it back for the Tigers. Kick down towards centre wing. Not quite taking the completed mark there on that occasion was Lopez. So the Maroons sweep in on it. And being crunched from McAuliffe. Good strong tackle. Ball bobbles out the back where Bailey has it. Chips inside forward 50. Oh, well done coming the other direction. On that occasion was Scolters. He caused the spoil and then won himself the free kick for over the shoulder. Free kick to the Maroons. They lead it by 14 points.
So a couple of mistakes from both sides. You think given the intensity and the importance of this game, you can probably expect it before they start to settle. Here they go forward. It's Traralgon again through Ambler. From the centre of the ground to left half forward flank, but a wave of Tiger players do some good work to get it out of that danger zone, and they go searching for McFarlane, who's beaten to it by the boundary line. And there'll be a boundary throw-in.
Yeah, crucial by Hearn back there. 2-on-1, managed to kill the contest, bring it to ground and then get the ball clear.
Out of side. We've travelled 15 minutes in this first quarter for Virtue Homes. You're listening to Gippsland Live on TRFM. Out the back handball to Marsh, now to Ambler. Inboard 45 kicks. Going to find the target. That was Jackson McMahon. He wants to square it up, come to the near side. He's got a runner. It is Luke Johnson. He can find and give the handball off. They run from behind.
All the way here.
Ty Hurrigan, it's in the hands of. Usually a good kick of the football. Goes in the Eddie direction. It's to the wrong side. Ground level though. Campbell did well. That's Blewett. Now they're under pressure, the Tigers' defence. They wait for the Maroons to pick it up, and umpire said, I'll have it. I thought for a second he called my ball, holding the man, sorry, and Might have been a free kick, but no. Stoppage inside forward 50. Howe tapped it out the back. No one was there for him to run onto it. Winning that one is McAuliffe.
Gee, what's happened here? Not officiating umpire from 40 metres away.
It's going to the Maroons.
Made a call.
And it's going to go, is it Eddie's way? No, it's coming back to Tripodi. Didn't see it? Scotty, see
No,
it?
I didn't see it, but the umpire made that call with plenty of authority. Didn't he come charging in?
So Lucas Tripodi will have it. Slightish angle, will kick from about 40 metres.
After a drop mark, he'd want to kick this one.
So Tripodi gets close to the man on the mark. He's hooked it around to the left. And it's a minor score. Paul Carter.
It takes Traralgon to 2-4-16, leading Maul, who are one behind 1 point. That's the Virtue Home scoreboard. We played 16 and a half minutes of the first quarter.
So Sam Walsh from full back plays on, as they do, goes towards the right back pocket. But from there, they're blocked. So they choose to go the danger way. And I tell you what, when you play with fire, you sometimes get burned. And that's what's happened on this occasion. Traralgon cutting off the small kick as the Tigers searched for the corridor. So yet another opportunity.
It's the youngster, I think Campbell, just with his errant kick. But you're exactly right, Pop.
So can we pick up the player who's got the ball?
Traralgon have just have a look finally on that far side of the ground. It looks to be, it's their new recruit, Schilling.
So Billy Schilling from 45. Off the boot, distance not a problem. In fact, it's gone 20 metres past the goals, but accuracy, as has been the case now on a handful of occasions, Paul Carter.
I think it's a little bit fortunate that Traralgon are missing there. 2 goals, 5-17, leading Maul, one behind 1 point. Virtue Home scoreboard, 17 and a half played.
Darnell Grech with a thumping kick out wide. The Tigers have got some run on here. A little kick from Oddie. Goes down the line. And he kicked it. Did he kick it out of bounds on the full? He did, under pressure. So the free kick now back to the Maroons. They come inboard to find Snyder. He goes back out wide. Looks to be little on that far side of the ground. It is tough conditions here to see. Kicks down the wing area. Chain of handballs. Schilling had it handballed backwards now to Little, who just put it back on the boot, got it down towards half forward for the Maroons. As they try to go forward again, McFarlane was there. Diving on it though for the Maroons was Hamilton. Little squeezing out handball, this time from Ambler. Inside forward 50 it goes. Campbell couldn't complete the mark. Handball over the shoulder. Schilling was there, run under. Jackson McMahon might run under this one as well. And miss. And they're peppering again, Paul.
2 goals, 6-18. That is a 17-point lead over Moore, who are one behind 1 point. And it's 3 successive behinds from the last 3 inside 50s.
All right, so Walsh again, that brings it back into play.
Darnell Grech it is on this occasion.
Grech this time. So comes grandstand side. Traralgon with the numbers. In fact, they're winning a lot of the 50-50 ball at the moment, Traralgon. On that occasion, it's going to go
holding
against
the ball
again, a holding the ball decision. So the recipient of that free kick will be Hugh Dunbar. Eddie on the lead. Good spoil by Hearn at the back. Schilling takes ball and opponent. Can't bust the pack. Spills out. And now Morwell just eased the pressure, but only momentarily, because McMahon left foot kick towards goals. It's marked last line of defence by Ryan Hearn, who plays on.
He does. He gets it out to the pocket. The run comes. It's Campbell. This time delivers out to some open space. Darnell Grech is out there with Cody McDonald. They got some space, but they can't pick it up. I saw it was Riley Lopez in the end. Runs over the football. Allows the Traralgon opponent to come in and swoop on it. The kick, though, was smothered. Coming the other direction, McAuliffe. Half-back flank. Here's Cooling. Handballs over the top now to back to McAuliffe. They've got McDonald runners forward. Decides to sell some candy and then give it forward now to Riley Lopez. Kicks in towards the forward 50 for the Tigers. Big fly. No one can mark. The Maroons have got some numbers. McMahon's got a little bit of space. Here's Suter. Closing and put a tackle on. McFarlane comes quickly with Tripodi. Good closes. Good pick up by Tripodi. Handballs back to McMahon and he'll kick it down towards the wing area. Little Shepherd from a good one by Ambler. Allowed Darnell Grech not to get that one.
Jackson McMahon's having a big quarter, 11 disposals.
Just the first time I've seen the Traralgon defenders under a little bit of pressure when they're bringing the ball out, and they've managed to turn it over here in the middle of the ground and create a stoppage ball.
So it'll be Howe contest the ruck, but who's he going to be up against? Musil's running late, so it won't be him. Howe front position, beautifully tapped down, couldn't find a teammate. He went searching for Kimberley, couldn't find that player. Now we've got some heavy bodies all searching for the same pill, the yellow pill there. Last player up will be Hamilton. Umpire will take control right in front of our TRFM commentary position. We've played 20 minutes first quarter, Traralgon 2-6, 18 on their home deck against Moore, one behind, and here they go forward again.
D'Angelo it was kicked around the body. Hamilton, that's Josh Variety. We'll see it over in front of Campbell, right in front of the deck, which is absolutely chocker, Scotty.
Traralgon's still playing that 7-man defence here. I wonder when more we're going to go and man them up because they're getting burnt from half-back all night.
So ball up again. Musil in the front spot, this time tapped it down. McCullough works hard on D'Angelo. And we'll have another stoppage again. They've caught it in the back. Now the umpires are starting to just have the little 50-50 ones, which are good tackle, and they call that downfield? No. Bit of a dust up and a half back. Here's Dunbar, delivered, beautifully done, with a neat kick inside forward 50 to Schilling. And he'll have a shot on a 45-degree angle, 30 metres out, Scotty.
Now, we saw Schilling before kick the ball to the lead of Eddie, and he dead set dropped it into a 44-gallon drum from 40 yards away. His set shot on goal before wasn't great. It's funny how those posts just get in your head when you're kicking a football.
So the deck side here in Traralgon is Billy Schilling. As Scotty just said, pushed it to the left before. On this occasion, he's going to do it again. And this time, he just snuck it in for a minor score. And on the Virtue Homes scoreboard, don't forget your prestige Gippsland custom builder. Be inspired at virtuehomes.com.au.
It is 2-7-19 Traralgon. Morwell one behind 1 point. It's an 18-point lead on the Virtue Homes scoreboard, 22 minutes into the first quarter.
So Gresh looks up, and there's not a lot of room to work with, but he thinks Musil might be his option. The problem is he's nowhere Musil, so that is a problem. And the ball touches hands before it spills over in front of the deck. As Traralgon keep the ball in their area, as they've done for most of this first quarter.
And it's Luke Johnson loose behind the football now for Traralgon.
Okay, so even if they get a move forward...
Pushing the back.
Pushing the back, that'll go against Howe.
Advantage
will go Morwell's way. And they go half-forward line. Now we've got to race on. And I'll tell you what, Morwell lead the race. They just need to find some space, and they've done that. Kicks to within 20 metres, comes from Brandler. Can he find a winner here? No, he can't. The kick around the body was poor by Oddie, even though he was under pressure. And all he found was boundary line when he was looking for goals. So a boundary throw in 20 metres from Morwell's goals. 23 minutes gone. First quarter, Traralgon 2-7-19. Morwell one behind. Scud Cooling.
18-point margin, as Poppy just said. Hit from the ruck duties in the front spot there. And we're not going anywhere. Bottom of the pack was Riley Oddie for the Tigers, and it was Huey Dunbar for the Maroons. So again, taking the ruck duties inside forward 50. Brandler tried to hit it at pace. McDonald was there for the Tigers. Quickly wrapped up, though, in a Connor Little tackle. And don't forget, the best on ground this afternoon is all thanks to Gippsland Isuzu Ute, the new D-Max. And it is this evening. Thank you very much. As Poppy points to his note, Harvey Howe got up very early, tried to crash his way through the other way. And the free kick will be paid as... See that, Scotty?
Yeah, he tried to get through a couple of tacklers, nailed in a tackle and justifiably holding the ball.
All right, Hamilton had it, was the winning free kick, kicked it out to Snyder, and then a big spoil from Quigley from the Tigers. We'll see a boundary throw in. 24 minutes gone. First quarter action this evening from Traralgon. Great to have your company. This is the Festival of Footy and Netball. Of course, the A-grade netball is running around. We'll get your scores of those at quarter time as well. No one really won that stoppage. The Tigers now squeeze a handball out. Goes over the top of the head of Oddie. McDonald was there, but Lopez, that's Dylan, the captain, playing back. Had his kick smothered, and it's gone over for a boundary throw-in, Pop.
So Traralgon being a little bit more patient when they've got the ball, not wanting to allow Moore to get any momentum, although when they get the ball around about half forward, they're looking dangerous, but from a long way from gone. They're within 50 metres. Maybe this is their opportunity. Standing start from Boyd Bailey, who, if ever a captain coach wanted to lead the way, that was the time. But as we hit the 24 3/4 minute mark, again, they only get the minor score.
They are now 2 behind 2 points. Traralgon lead by 17 points, 2-7-19. Virtue Homes scoreboard, 25 minutes first quarter.
Dunbar handballed it off, and they get the clearance all the way out to the wing area. And it was Schilling who marked it, kicks it down the wing, and now they go forward. It was Marsh who can turn around and just run too easily away from Jakey Suter. And he gets the footy inside forward 50. No one can mark it. The target was Eddie. Comes to ground level. Tigers have got some numbers. Handball there from Walsh. Quigley handballs inboard to McFarlane, who kicks it out wide on the far side of the ground. Going up, try to mark it was Darnell Grett, got impeded on from Billy Schilling. and he'll win the free kick on the wing. They've got some numbers on the switch if they want to. Decides that they will try it. Goes inboard to Clare. Does he continue on the switch? Clare's kick is going to hang in the air. Cooling's at a bit of a task. He goes up. He's got 2 to beat and can't quite do it as McMahon comes the other direction. Puts it inboard to Eddie. He gets body contact. Hearn did well. Comes to ground level. Here's big Max Jacobson. Gives a handball back to Eddie. Kicks around the body, does Brett Eddie. Tigers are calling it touched. It's going to bounce through and the umpire says all clear. The Tigers are screaming that it was touched. It doesn't matter because it's a Zambrero goal of the day. The Tigers are still complaining it was touched. Doesn't matter. Zambrero goal of the day to big Brett Eddie.
Heartbreaker there for Maul. Had 3 or 4 repeat inside 50s. Trell can go forward once. No clean possession, but still good enough to capitalise and kick another goal. And that is absolutely crucial right on the cusp of quarter time.
And Brett Eddie's second goal takes Traralgon to 3-7-25. They lead Maul by 23 points. The Tigers are 2 behind 2 points. 26 and a half minutes played, and those scores are on the Virtue Home scoreboard.
So 10 scoring shots to 2. Quarter time nearly upon us. Howe doesn't jump, but used his body.
Free kick,
didn't
advantage.
get the tap advantage played. Morwell clear the area. Now they need to find a winner. Bailey inside 50. Can he find his target down there in McDonald? He can't. Traralgon's numbers, they're ruthless at the moment. Very stingy. And they find the boundary line courtesy of some good pressure there from Schultz of Traralgon. The ball spills over the boundary line. And Brandon McDonald not happy with the attention he's getting. In fact, there's a couple of bodies that hit McDonald on his venture back to full forward. Ball thrown back in, 40 metres from Morwell's goals. Here's a chance. Kick around the bodies in the general direction, but it was taken, as it so often is, by Ty Hirrigan, last line of defence.
27 and a half minutes gone. Kicks out from Horrigan. Hamilton was the target. Tom gets out to the back to Tom Gray. Can win it. Just kicks it into some open space. Coming out the direction. It looks to be Cooling. And off the wing, takes the mark about 40 metres out from goal. He's going to have to kick it 45, Poppy.
Well, father to son. The siren's gone.
I'm not so
it's
sure.
It's a grand final. You're 5 points down.
Look, I think he's right on the limit. He's right on the limit of where he can get it. They desperately need one. I'm going to back him in. I'll back me young bloke in.
Always back him in. Come on.
From about 45 metres. Gets close, gets underneath it. It's going to get to the line. It's not going to make it. It's going to be touched on the line and no score in the end. So it's the Maroons all in that quarter. It was Traralgon 3-7-25 leading the Tigers 2 points, a 23-point margin at quarter time. And it's all thanks to Virtue Homes. You've been listening to Gippsland Live. We've got a few quarters to go. A big one here. It's the arch rivals, Traralgon and the Maroons. And it's all thanks to Harvey Norman Electrical Gippsland. Thank you.
Anyone want a bite to eat while we've got time or not?
I'll have a couple of bites.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks. Chicken salad or ham? Yeah, good day. Your office, mate?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'll forget that. What do you think it's Harry? Yeah, good.
They had the inside 50s 15-7, clearances 11-6, centre clearances 3-1, even the free kicks 9-3, marks 16-8, contested marks 3-0, marks inside 50, Traralgon 3-Maul 2, and the individual stats, Harvey Howe has had 10 hit-outs up against Dan Musel's 7. Louis D'Angelo, 5 disposals. Billy Schilling, 6. Jackson McMahon, 11 kicks and a handball for 12 disposals in that first quarter. Tom Schneider, 5. Connor Little, 4. And Connor Ambler, 5. For Morwell, main stat winner there was the coach Boyd Bailey with 9 disposals. Blake Cooling and Darnell Grech, 6 apiece. 5 to Sam Walsh, 4 to Brandon McAuliffe.
Scotty, what did you make of that first quarter of footy?
Yeah, Traralgon all class when they had the ball in their hands and also worked really hard defensively, deprived Morwell of any space and opportunity when they did get the ball in their hands. Everything Morwell did was under pressure. Need to get the ball in the hands of some of their better kicks. Aidan Quigley needs to step up and get his hands on the ball for them, deliver the ball into the forward line a little bit cleaner.
And while you're going around the ground scores, we've got some AFL happening, all thanks to Harvey Norman Furniture.
Yeah, 23 points margin seems to be the theme of the night. GWS 12-7-79, trailing the Brisbane Lions 16-6-102. 12 minutes to go there. Charlie Cameron, just a lazy 7 so far.
Ooh. Wow. Poppy, first quarter, all marooned, really.
It was. Well, the interesting fact in all of that, 15 Ford 50 entries, 10 scores.
Yeah.
It could have been game over almost if it was 7-3 rather than 3-7. Morwell are very much in this game, make no mistake about that, but they need to start to claw into that lead and they need to start to play their game. At the moment, Traralgon aren't allowing the run and the move that allows Morwell, the visitors tonight, to show their best.
Well, second quarter is about to get underway, all thanks to McDonald's. And it will be Musil and Howe. Howe tapped it down, but McAuliffe was able to win it. Tried to get a handball out the back. Squeezed a handball there on that occasion was Kimberley. And Musil put on a strong tackle. Again, they've gone in the back. And Snyder's won the free kick at half forward. So Snyder looks up. Eddie presents, goes in that direction.
Easy.
And Eddie marks on the chest.
Wow.
His own teammate nearly got in the way there, Cade Reuters. But Eddie had a little bit too much space to work into. And he'll have another shot on goal. He's already got 2. Causing a handful, Scotty.
Yeah, fascinating Paul Carter's stats there on marks inside 50, Traralgon 3, Morwell 2. You would have thought that had more dominance.
Mm-hmm. And you would have thought Eddie's probably got all of them, I guess. As he comes in on the scoreboard side of the ground, right foot on its way. He's pushed this one out to the right, and it's going to push and fade. And it's a minor score, Paul.
Traralgon now 3-8-26 on the McDonald Gippsland scoreboard. Morwell 2 behind 2 points. We've played 1 minute in second quarter.
So Sam Walsh now just cruises out of full back, goes one way, then changes direction to young Cooling. Right back pocket, haven't gained any ground. But they will now as they go outside their defensive 50. But Harrigan, as he does
over the
so
top
consistently over the top of Musil, takes a good strong mark, leads on. Can he find the lead? He can't. And I reckon dropping what he could have taken was Jacobson. It's the second one he's missed. But guess what? Picking up the crumbs is Cade Reuters with a right foot kick around the body. And here we go. The Maroons are starting to roll along.
Yeah, never out of the contest, Reuters. He's been up and down the ground all night. Hasn't had a lot of the footy. Right spot at the right time then and capitalised with a lovely snap around the corner.
And that takes Traralgon's lead now at 30 points. We're only played 2 minutes into the second quarter. McDonald's Gippsland scored, has the Maroons at 4-8-32. Morwell 2 behinds 2 points.
No, big moment for the Morwell Bowling Club right now for the Tigers. This game could just slip away in the next couple of minutes if they don't get their wheels going. And their dominance around the air is certainly telling, especially the exit kicks as well. Ball back to the middle, Musil and Howe. Howe again, tapped it down to Snyder. Nicely done. Little kick by Ambler. Didn't go too far. Jackson McMahon has it. Squaring kick. Hangs in the air a long time. Marsh was the target. Cody McDonald's there for the Tigers. Squeezed a handball back to Bailey. Tries to get back onto that left foot and does so. Kicks it out wide and says to McDonald, go and get it again. Comes back inboard. He ends up kicking backwards to Darnell Grech. Some 20 metres back inside to Bailey Just, who can mark on centre wing. Just slows things up. He looks as they present to McFarlane. Handballs back to Bailey. Left foot kick out wide. Had to go the spoil in the end as the Tigers forward. Comes to ground. Cody McDonald again. Little chip kick inside 50 over the top of Jake Suter's head. They come out to meet it. Hurrigan was the attacking one. and they clear it back out again. And Musil, well, he set himself, but he dropped the mark that he should have taken. And now they jump on the top of young Jai Makepeace, and we'll get a stoppage on the far wing. It's all Traralgon. It's a 30-point margin at the 3-minute mark of this second quarter, Pop.
A big night for Traralgon, a big night for past players. In fact, I had a past player just text me a moment ago, Dale Bainbridge, who wished he was here, wished he was too.
Another free kick to Traralgon from that stoppage.
Yep. So the outer side wing, is that Schneider with the ball, just forward of right back. Schneider, call his play on. Geez, I tell you what, they're getting under the ball tonight. Threatens forward 50. Eddie one tap. McMahon takes ball, gets taken himself. Inside forward 50 umpire.
Now, they don't pay that one.
Oh, wait a minute. The non-officiating umpire again has paid the free kick.
Well, that should have been holding the footy from the umpire that was 1 metre away. Eventually, we got it right. Bailey was the tackler.
So Bailey with the ball, defensive 50 for Morwell, chooses with that left leg to go looking for Musil.
Missed it.
And usually a nice kick of the ball. Bailey missed Musil, but found the boundary. Wasn't the worst scenario, but wasn't the best.
Yeah, not an attacking kick either. That's just safety first out there by the coach. He's got to be a bit braver than that. I know the scoreboard dictates the game sometimes, but you've got to take it on and kick a score.
So right half forward flank, boundary throw in. Musil v Howe, front position, clear tap to the advantage of Traralgon. Can't bust through a group of Tigers, and now they swarm as they do so often. But they can't thread their way through, so they kick more in hope to around about half forward flank, and they find that position.
Free kick.
Free kick's going to go Morwell's way again. Free kick count's going to be interesting. McDonald from outside 50. He's got a winner here, and I reckon it's Cooling. It is Blake Cooling, who marks nicely, 40 metres out. Now, this is within his zone, and to say the visitors desperately need a goal is an understatement. So, Blake, I'll give it to you clear. You kick this goal, or you do goal practice kicking with your old man tomorrow.
Yep, he needs to put this through.
So Blake Cooling, 40 metres out, the slightest of angles. Oh, he's got right underneath it and hooked it. And I tell you what, he'll be serving an hour and a half at Morwell's Oval tomorrow with an old brown plastic footy, learning the way his old man did many years ago.
Might be actually tonight. Not sure we're going home. Disappointing, and I know he's better than that. That's a poor miss. We've got a boundary throw in inside forward 50 for the Tigers. They need to get something. Where's the spark? Quick kick out of there. It's going to go across the face and out of bounds on the full. And the free kick will go Traralgon's way. Looks to be Hourigan in that back pocket.
Now, I'm not sure if it's a coincidence, but I think Traralgon kept Mafra goalless for a lot of the game last week. And at this early stage, they're doing the same. Morwell goalless, 6 minutes into the second quarter. Only 2 behinds they've managed. They're still inside their forward 50. But the tenacity of Traralgon to keep the ball from going out of their area has been very, very impressive. 45 metres out. Howe, tap. 1 minute. Going to go. Free kick.
It's going to go the Tigers' way. Bradler's way in the ruck. No idea.
No, a lot of free kicks being paid, but anyway.
Carter?
A free kicks this quarter is 3-2 Morwell's way.
Okay. So nothing obnoxious there, is there, really?
But it was 9-3 Traralgon's way in the first.
Okay. Adam Brandler. 45 metres out. Left foot kick. And I tell you what, it's going to come back or hit the upright. It's got its way through the big sticks. And finally, finally, Morwell register their first major.
And it probably felt like the only way they were going to kick one, in all honesty, didn't it? Grabbing a free kick out of the ruck or something like that, because their forward 50 entries haven't been super clean so far. But on the scoreboard now, a little bit of momentum. I've got a funny feeling they've decided to man up that 7th Traralgon defender as well, so we'll keep an eye on that.
The first goal from Morwell has come at the 7-minute mark of the second quarter, and they are 1-8, trailing Traralgon by 24 points. The Traralgon team 4-8-32. All this on the Donald's Gippsland scoreboard, and that was my pens hitting the floor.
So ball comes back to the middle.
Pens or your pants?
Great.
Pens.
Strong tackle from Bailey in the middle of the ground, and now Tom Gray does the work. And to clear, Harvey Howe's got a good head and shoulders above the 2 ruckmen. Of course, the Tigers are light on for height, so you'd expect Howe to win it. Nice. This time he takes it out of the ruck. Kick just lands in the lap there of Tripodi, who drives it inside forward 50. Working back is Blewett. Goes to ground, driven into the ground. The umpire said play on. Ball tries to squirt out for the Maroons. They can't get a clean one on it. And the umpire will ball things up. As the margin sits at 24 points now. There's a stoppage right at the point of the square. You're listening to Gippsland Live. It's the second quarter of this Maroons-Tigers clash. Gray and Jacobson. Jacobson tapped it down. McFarlane was there, tried to squeeze a handball out. Here's Snyder, under pressure, tackled by Clare, and they caught it in the back again. And that would be about the 5th free kick they've called for a tackle that has gone in the back. So if they're not having goal kicking practice, they're having tackling practice, or they want to know what the interpretation is, Poppy.
I thought that one was there.
I agree.
It was a sloppy tackle.
The other 5 weren't.
I'm not going to have a go at the umpires. I'll tell you why in a moment. Lockie Floyd, umpires coach, gave me a text last week and said to go easy and corrected me on a few things, so I've learned a bit as well. Schneider has missed this one. The Morwell give the Bronx cheers, the Morwell fans. It is yet another score. I tell you what, they're kicking boots. Maybe they're on the wrong feet, but both sides are struggling to find the big sticks.
And that takes Traralgon to 4-9-33. They have a 25-point lead over Moore, who are 1-2-8. 9 minutes played second quarter. McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard.
Walsh played on and got it to McDonald. McDonald's kick to a under pressure teammate in Howe. And it goes over after it was fisted for a boundary throw-in. Just nothing clean for the Tigers as they're exiting their defensive 50s. And on the far side of the ground, we have another boundary throw-in. So this time Jacobson will do the ruck duties against the youngster in Tom Gray. Jacobson taps it down. Bailey with a quick kick towards the wing. Brandler goes up in front of Lopez. Takes a nice strong mark on the wing. Far side of the ground. Quick handball across to Bailey. His chip kick over the top to Lopez. Only just the required distance. Back to Bailey, and the left foot kick under pressure goes out of bounds on the full. Scotty, they're working in a tight frame over there and they can't control it.
Yeah, they just need to get a little bit braver with their ball movement, I think. Roll the dice and come back through the middle.
We saw this earlier against Moe, didn't we, a fortnight ago, where when they had opportunities and a little bit of room to wiggle, they did it quite well. But tonight, in these conditions, which are a little bit new for all players, a night game early in the year, they're just not quite where they need to be as Traralgon go forward again. Nicely done too. Connor Little goes inside forward 50. Eddie got rid of one, couldn't get rid of two. Thought he infringed. Play on was the call. Get a second chance, will he? Get a third chance, maybe. Couldn't get a clean possession away. Tenacity at the ball from both sides. 20 players around the ball inside Traralgon's forward 50, just 40 metres from their goals. 10 and 3/4 minutes gone. Second quarter. Traralgon 4-9-33. Morwell 1-2-8.
Howe in the front spot. Tapped it down again. Working hard was Cohen Campbell for the Tigers. Kicks to some open space at half forward. Connor Little's there. Doesn't really favour the bounce though, and Brandon McDonald comes in, grabs it, and Little had to wrap him up in the tackle. The ball transferred though pretty quickly, half forward.
That's a win creating a stoppage there because it was 3-on-2 Traralgon's favour.
Jacobson clearly with a height advantage, but gave away the free kick to the smaller, ruckman or forward in Tom Gray. Right foot kick goes inside. McDonald's got 3 to beat. Hourigan flies over the back, comes to ground level. They all flew. Last line of the fence is Mitch Membry. And he exits the kick and just finds a target. On that occasion was Connor Ambler. Goes inboard with danger and flair, but they're up to it. D'Angelo to Scolters. Out wide. It gets it out wide. They've got some space. They can mark and carry. They handball backwards. That was Hamilton. Gets it now out to a teammate. On that occasion in Schilling. And he just saw the
free
goal.
Kick behind play.
Of course there is.
The player that was tackled, and I reckon he got rid of the handball. I think he just followed through with the tackle. It was Hallie Burton. That was run down and tackled, but I think the umpire felt as though the tackler didn't let go after he got the handball through. I have to admit my eyes were off the play. But another free kick, and it's probably a fortuitous free kick given that the attempt on goal was a long way off where it needed to be.
Yeah, and that's that brave ball movement I spoke about before that Morwell are probably reluctant to do, whereas Traralgon sitting on a comfortable lead. They've gone straight through the middle of the ground and opened it right up, giving their forwards every opportunity.
And they moved it with pace too when they did. The Tigers have been slow, and you'd come into this game, the first thing you'd write on the Tigers board would be, let's move it with pace. We're quicker than what they are. They haven't done it at all, Pop.
So Hallie Burton from right on 50. That's a ball that you want to see off the boot. Not so much height. The distance was okay. The accuracy, as we've said 10 times prior, was not there.
Traralgon have now moved to 4 goals, 10-34. They lead more by 26 points. They're 1-2-8. That is the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard.
Big moment for the Moore Bowling Club. Don't forget, if you want to watch some live AFL games, head into the club lounge as Darnell Grech puts it to the far outside. Tigers have got some numbers at ground level. Working hard was Howe. Coming in quickly was McAuliffe. Handball, he got one over the shoulder. So he'll win the free kick on the half-back flank. He looked inboard, and now he's slow. Now he has to kick it out wide to a contest. They can't mark Bailey. Front and square, though, they did well. Handball inboard. McDonald now to Bailey. Left foot kick to the delivery of Musil. Can mark in front of his eyes. He's too far out to score.
Oh.
His kick around the body. Well, it might just work in the end. Brandon McDonald couldn't get it on the second bite. Comes to ground level. They jump on top of him. And the umpire says, let's ball it up.
It's probably the first time they've had one-on-ones forward of the footy and they just burn it with a poor entry in, but they are working harder and getting back into the game.
So forward 50 now for Morwell. Traralgon can get the tap out. Can they relieve pressure? They can't. And Morwell tackling on the Traralgon player in defence was a good one. So right on the arc of 50. Morwell kicking to the Shakespeare Street end, the Loy Yang end of Traralgon. Nicely done. Off the pack, it was McFarlane. Gives it off to McDonald. And now it's Blake Cooling, who's been busy. And he kicks inside to a 2-on-1, but not favouring his side option. Dad's not happy. He'll be going to bed early tomorrow night and possibly on Monday night as well. Things can change quickly in the Cooling household as Traralgon come grandstand side, waiting for the ball on that occasion, but not taking the mark, and now they've got some run. Tripodi, can he find a teammate? Smart.
Little kick.
Good football by Tate Marsh. Kicks to the advantage of his teammate over there in Halliburton. He goes over the top. They can almost walk this way in as Tripodi from 40 metres out finally gets another major from Traralgon. A good piece of play all round.
Yeah, coast-to-coast stuff there from Traralgon. Brave ball movement through the middle of the ground. It wasn't necessarily clean. A little poke along the ground was good enough to get it into space, and Traralgon capitalised. Although, hold the phone.
Hang on.
Wait a minute.
Back the truck up.
Missed it. There's a point. Everyone's looked away, and it was a minor score. They get it out to the far side, where Walsh has it. Comes inboard to Cooling, who takes the mark. Handballs over the top to Darnell Grech. Runs to his defensive 50, looks to square it across. It's got to sit for McAuliffe. It does. He goes back by hand to Hearn. He can chip it over the top, and he finds Riley Lopez. McFarlane's work for him on the inside 45. It doesn't quite get there. Going back with the fight with Scolters. Head over the football, McAuliffe. Little chip kick out wide from Snyder. Allows McMahon to run onto it. He kicks it backwards 15 metres to Hourigan, and he can take the mark as they slow things up. So after all that, the margin sits at 27 points. Halliburton has it now. Turns around. Connor Ambler it is, sorry. Goes inside forward 50 and in the front spot looks to be Sam Walsh, who takes the mark for the Tigers.
A good strong mark by Walsh. Traralgon just turning the screws a tad. It's not being shown on the scoreboard yet, but if it does, they could really open this game up. At the moment, Morwell hanging on by their hair on their Tiger chin. And now, last line of defence. They're playing cute football. And cute
they're in
football
trouble.
will normally get you in trouble. Left foot kick towards the boundary. Can they keep the ball in? Play on to the call. Where are they going to go, Oscar? Not there. I told you it was coming. You can't play that sort of footy last line of defence. Tom Schneider takes the easiest of marks after a Sam Walsh poor possession. And Schneider surely will get Traralgon's fifth, although off the boot it wasn't great. It was accurate, and that's all that matters 16 minutes in to this second quarter.
Yeah, really stuck in the Schneider man's web down there, weren't they? They went backwards, they went forwards, and they ended up kicking the ball straight down Tom's throat, 20 out directly in front.
Unbelievable.
Now, Traralgon's lead now passes the 30-point mark. They are 33 points ahead, 17-minute mark second quarter. McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard has the Maroons at 5-11-41. Morwell are 1 goal to 8.
Well, when you're not going that well and you cough up those ones, the energy just gets sapped out of you really quickly. But you've got to be brave. You've got to lift and you've got to go again. You've got to start winning the hard balls.
This is where it starts.
Right in the middle of the ground with Howe doing ruck duties up against Gray. Going to run around. He's going to get body contact early, but Howe, it doesn't matter with the clear height advantage. Tapped it forward. Back there was the Tigers in ground level Suter. Although Maroons were good, Tripodi got ball to boot really quickly. Eddie got rid of his opponent. Hamble inboard. Ambler will stroll in on the right foot and do a bit of a check side. Zambrero, goal of the day contender. And that's going to go to, I'm going to call it Cade Reuters in the end. It was 35 instead of 32. Cade Reuters has got 2. He's electric around the front of goals. And the Maroons extended out to a game-high 39 points.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought he's touched it too many times, but when he has, he's been dangerous, and he's kicked those couple of goals now. Really run a lot of kilometres to get those 2 goals. Much deserved.
As Daryl said, the margin now out to 39 points. We've played 18.5 minutes in the second quarter. And on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard, we have Traralgon 6-11-47, Morwell 1 goal to 8.
All right, so Tom Gray for Morwell will do the ruck contest against young Howe for Traralgon. Howe will win the tap and does comfortably. This is where it's all starting on, though. Taken, nice tackle, dropping the ball. They're just in the zone, this Traralgon team. And guess what? Conversely, Morwell are not. Long kick goes forward from Tripodi. Right forward pocket. Tell you what, they kick another one here. Eddie, kick smothered. Can he get a second go on it? He can't. At the moment, he can't. And they're fighting to keep the ball in, but in their desperation to get their hand on the peel, a free kick's been paid for too high. It will go Morwell's way. Left back pocket. And it's Ryan Hearn.
Squares it out, does Ryan Hearn, to Darnell Grech. The right foot goes out wide. No one in particular. Just kicked to some open space. Looks for the boundary line. And we'll have a boundary throw in. Scotty's with us this afternoon, all thanks to Carpet Country, helping dreams become a reality since 1981, Scotty.
Yeah, one-way traffic at the moment, unfortunately for your boys, Scud. They've got to get back into this contest. Aidan Quigley to step up.
So Howe now gets to the tap. Can he find a teammate? He can't. Morwell busy around the pack, and now they get a clean possession. But it has been the case for most of the night. They cannot string 2 or 3 together. And this time a group of players are beaten to the ball by the boundary line, and there'll be a boundary throw in. Outer side of the ground. 20 minutes gone, second quarter. Traralgon 6-11, Morwell 1 goal 2. Ball thrown back in. Nice done. Sorry, stunt. I got excited and off they go again. Right half forward flank. Mark's been taken, has it?
Yep, Reuters.
It has. So Reuters, who's got 2 this quarter, as Scott has told you earlier, kicks to within 30 metres. Eddie the target. Good work by Hearn to keep the ball at front. At front of the pack, the first player there was McFarlane. Can he get a clean possession? No! It's busy. Very heavy traffic forward pocket on the boundary line, or on the intersection of forward 50 and boundary line. The umpire will take control after Billy Schilling on the battle of the pack couldn't get the ball out. There'll be another ball up.
So again, how does the ruck duties? Got up early, tapped it down, and again given away the free kick. Doesn't need to do those ones. That's the one he's got the dominance in the air, and now it's been reversed. So all of a sudden, Tom Gray had the free kick. He remonstrated with Snyder, and the free kick was reversed.
Snyder can make him pay from here too.
Yep. Inside his forward 50. He's on a tight angle though. He's about 40 metres out. Kicks towards the hot spot. Hearn spoiled. Over the back there, Quigley in the front spot. Took on the tackle. The ball comes out. Quick kick. Is it from Hamilton? I think it was. He's missed. It's for a minor score. That was Josh Hamilton on your McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard. Don't forget, earn and redeem reward points when you order McDelivery via the My Macca's app.
Now a clear 40-point margin to Traralgon, 6-12-48 to 1-2-8. 21 minutes played, and that's on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard.
So Gresh brings the ball back into play, goes short left back pocket. They cannot get anything going from McFarlane. Goes towards the outer side 50. The target was Musil. The kick was useless. And now it spills off hands and goes out of play in the full. It's hard to find a winner anywhere for Morwell in the 51 minutes of football we've seen. At this stage, things can change, but they'd want to change quickly before they lose touch. Traralgon win the boundary throw-in. Again, good sharing of the footy. McMahon, the easiest of goals, and guess what? He walks it in, and that lead is now getting to the embarrassing stage.
Been playing loose behind the football a little bit tonight, but he's managed to sneak forward there and back his team in to win the possession. Picked it up outside 50, ran inside, and never, ever, ever looked like missing.
And we are getting to that stage, almost 50 points ahead they are. They're 7-12-54. They lead more by 46 points. Wow. Tigers on 1-8. Coming up to the 23-minute mark of the second quarter, and all that is on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard.
Huge 46-point margin before half-time. The Tigers can't find anything. They only kicked the 1-2. The Maroons are all over him in the middle of the ground. Snyder Bailey gives it to Cooling. Looks to go backwards before he goes forward. Handball towards Makepeace. Can he find a target down the wing? He doesn't, at the toes of Howe. And that's Damien Howe for the Tigers. We've got a boundary throw in right in front of the Tigers coach's box where they trail. Closing in on half-time. It is Gippsland Live for Harvey Norman Electrical. Shop the very latest technology from your local Harvey Norman store over the back. Again, Howe gives away the free kick to Musil. And the ruckman will have the free kick. He's got Bailey around the back. They play on. Bailey's left foot kick, wobbler inside forward 50. Not good for the forwards. Hourigan just slapped it 25 metres out and said to, it looks to be the foot skills of Halliburton. A little kick off the ground on that occasion. Now it gets out wide. Is it Tripodi? We know he's got some wheels as well. Right foot little chip kick over the top's going to be turned over. And Walsh will take the mark for the Tigers in defence. He's on the half-back flank. He'll look up and kick it towards the one-on-one contest. Linton was that target, got spoiled away from him. Riley Lopez went to ground, and a free kick will be paid to Lopez of the Tigers. On the wing. Free kicks this quarter, Paul?
9-4 Moolsway.
Yep, Lopez has it. Still a long way from home. Skips around, right foot kick. It's going to be 3-on-1. Comes to ground level. Of course, the 3 wins. It's Hourigan. Kick goes out wide. Walsh gives a backwards handball to Lopez, who hangs it in the air to Darnell Grech. He's got Makepeace if he wants him, but he decides to go straight down the middle to the target of Brandon McDonald. Goes up, can't complete the mark. Back there is McMahon. Handballs back to a teammate. They've got some numbers. Here's Makepeace again. Steps around one. Handballs over the top towards Brandon McAuliffe. Turns back around. Right foot kick inboard at the toes there of Brandler. Underground handball. They can't get anything going. Bailey comes in. Although Connor Little was up to it, and he has a clearing kick out wide. Jake Suter for the Tigers has it. Top of the 50. Can they find a target? No. Taking the mark on that occasion, Luke Johnson. And it's been the story of the night for the Tigers.
So Luke Johnson with the Morwell goals 20 metres behind him comes grandstand side. And they just seem to be able to find more space than Morwell can and find a target. They kick now along the line. Can they find one here? They can. That's too easy.
That's 3.
Yeah, Brad Kimberley looks to go inboard. There's no options there, but there is a short option, which he'll take. Max Jacobson, the big ruckman. Pretty agile, goes inboard. This is a bit too easy. Has he been taken late? He hasn't. Didn't think he was, but had to ask the question now as Luke Johnson takes a mark, plays on quickly. They're under pressure, but guess what? They've got the numbers around to get out of pressure, and that's what they've done. As the kick for goal from Jacobson was smothered off the boot and falls short by 20 metres, it's now Cooling that gets a quick kick towards the boundary line. Will they be beaten by the boundary? They will. 40 metres out from Traralgon's goals. Traralgon leading 7-12-54. Morwell 1-2-8, 26 minutes gone, second quarter.
And how good the kick from the ruckman through the middle of the ground there by Traralgon. Really open play up. It was beautiful football.
And the one before that where Traralgon had 3, they were lining up. Jacobson took the ruck unopposed in the end. Snyder gave a handball back out. Kick goes inside forward 50. Big spoil there from the Tigers on that occasion. Looks to be from Darnell Grech. 26 minutes have ticked over in this second quarter. Big moments has been the Maroons. They've kicked 3 of the last goals. They've kicked 4 this quarter. The Tigers got there first, but it's been all one-way traffic. Traralgon is simply too good right across the park at the moment. Taking it out of the ruck again was Jacobson. A kick around the body. Walsh comes out. Couldn't complete the mark. Now it's in a dangerous spot. Quick handball. Campbell looks to handball. Squares it across. He puts it up. Cooling's got to work on McMahon. He goes to ground. McMahon keeps his feet. Bailey does well. Plays on. Has a bounce down on the ground. Looks inboard. Blazes towards the wing. It's 2-on-1 again. This time McDonald with some body work does nice. Looks up. There's no one ahead of him. But decides to kick it anyway and kick it straight down their throat. And Luke Johnson takes the mark unopposed on the half-back flank.
He's been busy, Johnson, the last few minutes, and he'll go along the line from half-back to half-forward. Jacobson, the target, got hands to it. McMahon, ground level, quick kick forward, gains 50 metres, goes inside the 50-metre arc, and now Traralgon with numbers, try to work it forward, lay the tackle, play on's the call. Jacobson comes in and tries to lend a hand. Nicely done. More out of trouble. Can they find a winner here? They can. Sam Walsh feeds it off nicely to McFarlane. And now McFarlane, can he find a teammate? He can. And on this occasion, it's Damien Howe, whose dad, Wayne, had a birthday this week. Former Traralgon player himself. Howe's starting to get into the ball as well. Defensive 50, Traralgon, can they keep the ball out? They can, but only momentarily. It's the big fella in McDonald, Brandon, around the body, offline. Oh, waiting, hoping and dropping. The mark was Scolters, and he plays on quickly. And look at this. They've got room to move as Halliburton takes the mark at centre-half back.
Squares it up. He's got plenty of numbers. Kimberley's one of those. Half forward. And
Siren's gone, has it?
siren has sounded.
Didn't hear it, but
I'm not sure. No one's actually heard the siren, but the siren has sounded, and no one actually heard it at all. We're just left to the timekeepers, but certainly that is half time. A bit of confusion. However, umpire Essler has decided that's it, and the timekeepers agree. The time is finished and all done, and that's half time, and it is all Traralgon. 7 goals, 12, 54 in a half of football, and the Tigers are 1-2-8. It is Gippsland Live on TRFM, and we do it for Harvey Norman Electrical Gippsland. Yeah, the final quarter is upon us. It is all Traralgon. I'm pretty sure they might just want to pack up and go home because the Maroons have got the 4 points here. They want the percentage, though. They're 11-12-78, leading the Tigers by 56 points, 3-4-22 at three-quarter time. Final quarter is about to get underway for Harvey Norman Computers. Around the ground, Scotty, if you've got a score for us in the AFL, all thanks to Harvey Norman Furniture.
Stand by.
He just works his wonders on the old iPhone.
Yes.
Geelong, big game, Geelong and the Swans.
Yeah, 7 minutes out from half-time. Cats 10-3-63, Swans 3-1-19. Similar feel down there to what going on here, I'd imagine.
Yeah, absolutely. Some key, not so much key stats, but the free kick is the one we're after. We've been talking about it a little bit all night, but how does it stand at three-quarter time?
Evenly shared. Traralgon have got 19, Maul 20, but that's a total of 39 free kicks, and normally that would probably be the final tally for a whole match.
Well, we've still got a quarter to go, Poppy. Let's see who can win this one. Jacobson tapped it down. Hard in the clinches there was Snyder, and we're going to do it again. So Jacobson will do the ruck duty against Gray, who's started each of the quarters. Jacobson tapped it down. Hamilton worked hard at ground level. Quigley put on a tackle, and a free kick has been paid to the Tigers in Quigley, right in the middle of the ground. Checks his kick, finds Cooling, turns around, pushes back now, too slow, off the mark, got to move it a lot quicker than that, young boy. Kicks it out wide and finds a teammate out there, and that is Brandon McCauliffe on the far side of the ground. Inside 50, but only just. Quickly plays on, lets launch with a long, long bomb and puts it through in the opening 50 seconds of this final quarter. The Tigers are going to goal through Brandon McCauliffe.
Yeah, it would have been exactly the start they spoke about when they came away from the three-quarter time huddle. Need to get on the scoreboard early and get a bit of respectability back here.
And on the Harvey Norman Computers scoreboard, that takes Maul to 4-4-28. They still trail by 50 points. Traralgon 11-12-78.
So Traralgon for a lot of this game have had the knife in. Now their goal, I guess, would be to give it a bit of a turn. And that didn't include Morwell getting a goal in the first seconds of the final quarter. But Jacobson will attempt to get this one out. Got a lot more height than his opponent in Tom Gray. So he should get hands to it, although he sits and waits. He's still got to handle it, I think. Couldn't find a teammate, and that's the key. Dancing nicely was Reuters. Can he find his way out? He can. Look at that. Wow. Well, Traralgon have done this on a number of occasions, haven't they? That kick from Ambler to Eddie was a beauty. But every time Morwell seemed to have turned the corner, they've run into a roadblock. And now Eddie will attempt to be the leading goal kicker on the ground. At the moment, there's 3 players with 3 goals. That's Eddie, McMahon, and also Reuters. And Eddie, from 45, on a 45, will kick to make it 4, but pushes it to the right. And another minus score, Paul Carter.
It's a 51-point lead to Traralgon. We've played 2 minutes in the final quarter. 11-13-79 to Morwell 4-4-28. Harvey Norman Computers scoreboard.
Walsh goes straight down the middle of the ground, looking for the big ruckman. No one can really take the mark. They fight at ground level. And in there fighting hard is Suter.
They've kicked in 14 times tonight, and I think that's the first one I can recall going straight down the middle.
You're correct.
So again now, Gray and Jacobson. Jacobson pushes him out the way, taps it over the back. McAuliffe at ground level. First one was smothered. Handball quickly to Gray, who rolls down, kicks it towards half forward out. Some open space. Out there is Linton. He picks it up. Handballs, though, to no one that was there. No teammate came into support. Lopez was there for the Maroons. Kicks out towards the wing area in the direction of Hamilton, but the Tigers have got some numbers. Brandel kicks it back in and all on his own. I don't know how he gets free, but he does. Ty Hurrigan, and he marks and he switches it up. They're brave. They've got numbers. They can draw over the top. Snyder marked and then kicked it out wide to Halliburton. Looks up. Eddie presents. He's got some space. He's got some groove. And Halliburton laces him out. Right on the top of the 50. This one might be a little bit beyond him, though.
That is all class, that grab, though. He was under significant pressure there. That's a really good mark.
Sure was. Brett Eddy.
Tell you what, there's a little bit of room here
to lead into.
I think so.
Reuters might just double back. He's got Campbell on him at the moment. He's pointing. He's going to wait. He's going to push. And Reuters is going to give an option. No. He's just going to, yes, he will now. Eddie, though, ignores it and then unloads with a bomb from 55 that's kept it skinny. And it's another minus score. Don't forget Harvey Norman Computers, Gippsland, Apple, Samsung, Nokia, Oppo and much more. The best range in brands at Harvey Norman Computers. Paul.
11-14, 80 to Traralgon, 52-point leaders over Morwell, 4-4-28, 4 minutes played, final term.
So Boyd Bailey brings the ball back in, comes grandstand side to Blewett, who didn't. He found a teammate. Sam Walsh, again inboard, and off they go. Campbell now, right half-back flank. They're just finding their way through the packs, threading their way through. Suter, and now along the line, McDonald. He's got an option over the top, but he needs to move the ball quickly. Chooses to dance around an opponent, and guess what? He could have run into trouble then, as Schilling was kind enough to let him get his kick away. The kick itself was poor and falls in the arms of a Traralgon defender.
Hourigan, of course.
Harrigan, yeah, who else?
On his own.
He's been very good. Out the back of the pack, Traralgon got the option to take the mark. Traralgon take the mark, play on's the call, not sure why, and then he calls play, dropping the ball. Yep, look, players have bad nights too, I guess. Let's leave it at that.
And Dunbar
Again,
took on
free
the
kick,
tackler.
and that free kick was there, of course.
When the ball hits the deck, that's the one. But
Yep.
Josh Hamilton took a hanger over his brother Tom, and he didn't get paid the mark. He would have been talking about that for a long, long time, young Josh. So kick in from Oddie. Goes into the shallow pocket. McDonald was there.